So hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. For today's video, I will be interviewing the CEO of CLAM Island, Sandy Zhang. CLAM Island is a new NFT yield farm on the Binance Smart Chain that's really got the crypto space talking. The project has been made from scratch by a very experienced team. It has an ecosystem that, to be honest, dwarfs anything that I've seen before. I don't want to give too much away before we get into the interview, but it's launching really soon. And just try imagine this, a yield farm that was designed for their tokens to actually work against inflation, designed to give you sustainable yield, not just for a week, but for months and quite possibly years. And on top of that, the farm's design is the most beautiful 3D gamified interface that I've ever seen. And it rewards you in rarefied NFTs with monetary and utility value. It sounds great, I know. So don't hesitate to go over to their Telegram and check out their website. All the links for today's topic are in the description, and their Twitter's there too, so join them on Twitter. So to delay no further, let's just get straight into this interview. And I would like to introduce you to Mr. Sandy Zhang, the CEO of CLAM Island. Nice to meet you, Sandy.
Nice to meet you too, Richie, and thank you very much for that introduction.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. So I have a couple questions lined up for you, just about CLAM Island, so that you can educate all of my listeners on what exactly it is. And let's begin with the first question, which is, I thought I'd start it with the biggest question, the one that we all want to know. That is, what makes CLAM Island a better choice for a yield farmer compared to the hundreds and hundreds of other farms out there?
Yes, of course. Look, one of the reasons why we started this, myself and my founders are all fairly active in the DeFi yield farming space. And this is back in February this year. We got pretty sick of seeing the same old thing, just the forks coming out and just change the name, change the new meme, run it, and maybe it'll last a few days, a week, maybe it'll even last just a few hours, and then off it crashes, and then it's off to the next fork, right? We got a bit sick of seeing that, and we just think that there's a better way of doing things, and that's why we started this. So the main differentiator for us is that we actually designed this from the ground up to actually solve this inflation problem that a lot of these DGen farms have.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're printing these reward tokens, and for most farms, they don't. This reward does nothing except to try and earn you more reward, and there's no other purpose to it.
It goes like this.
So what we've done is, pretty much, while people are happy to buy in and jump into the FOMO and get more rewards, the price may go up. But once people leave, then that's it. It's pretty much like a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
But in our case, we wanted to back it with an actual product, and the idea that we came up with is this CLAM and Pearls NFT system. And we don't want to throw in NFTs just as a gimmick. We want to throw in NFTs as a legitimate product. So what we've done, we redesigned this complicated, sophisticated, I should say, trade system and rarity system. So you're looking at something that's at a base level, probably a bit more complicated than your Hashmask or a CryptoPunks, for example, in terms of how it determines the different trades, how the CLAM looks, and what color it has, etc., and all of these different trades, which in turn determines how rare your CLAM is. In our case, each of the CLAM and Pearl NFTs have billions of different possible trade combinations. And you got to buy clams to stake pearls, and then clams and pearl NFTs both have utility on our yield farming platform. So this is how we plan to build an ecosystem that actually lasts long term.
So yeah, I'm gonna make a video after this interview about the different rarefied, because you've actually put it on the Medium, how to know what's the probability of getting a rare clam compared to getting a more common one. So I'll be making a video about that afterwards, because I like how it's all there. You can see it. You can know exactly what is going on. It's so open. Like, I really appreciate seeing that from a project like this. Yeah. And at the moment, I'm going to put up a 3D render of the island, okay, so that everyone can see it. I'll do it in post-production. But from this, I was so shocked when I opened up the user interface for this. I was just expecting pancake swap, clone, the usual stuff. And it's 3D. It's been Beautifully designed. I just love it. It's so relaxing to look at. I can't wait to start using it and just kind of farming away, watching the ocean. And but by looking at this the 3D render of it, there are a couple buildings here, and I can see a farm, you know, and I can see it looks like a bank. I'm not sure, but could you talk us through what it is? Give us a little bit of a tour of it, so we can understand exactly how it works.
Of course. So there are some updates to come still to make it all more obvious, but you're right, there is a bank there. But if you go from the left, on the far left, you've got the shop.
Okay.
So that's where you would go to buy your claims once we launch, and it's also where you went to buy claims in pre-sale, which has concluded now.
Yeah.
So that's where you buy the claims. It's also in our system. You know, you can farm the claim for pearls, or you could choose to harvest it for shell token, which is our governance token. So you will do that at the shop interface as well.
Yeah.
And then so on the left of the shop over the bridge, that's the bank. And that's where you go to do the yield farming side of things, or your investing. So you can go and exchange tokens. You can go there, deposit money into yield farms, and harvest yields, do all those sort of regular yield farming things.
Yeah.
Then further on the right, you got the safe room. We used to call it a vault. It looks like a vault. It really is a vault, but we don't want to call it a vault because in yield farming, vault has a specific meaning. You know, it usually means a vault where you deposit money to earn from other farms. So to avoid that, we call it a safe room. So that's where that's effectively like the wallet. Well, it's where you see your claims and pearls. So it's like a version of your wallet where it shows your NFTs.
Okay, cool. Like an inventory kind of.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know, you can actually see, because the safe room is working. You can go to it, get to it from the main UI at the moment. So you can see the backdrop again. So it's an actual vault setting, you know, with claims spread out and some pearls spread out as well. So the whole point of our system, you know, beyond this ecosystem we design, we want to make the whole experience immersive as well.
Yeah.
So it does feel like you're playing a game. You're on this island doing things. And on the far right there, you got the farm, and that's where you go to deposit your CLAM NFTs, which will then farm your pearl NFTs. And you'll be able to see the claims and pearls that are, the claims that are currently farming in there.
Cool. So let's get into the tokenomics actually of CLAM Island. And as far as I understand it, from looking through the mediums, there are 2 tokens on CLAM Island, and there's 2, I call them breeds of NFT, because I say breeds because the variation on the NFT's designs and I guess their power, I'm not sure how to say it, the utility they have, you can go into millions of different combinations for these 2 kinds of NFTs. So the tokens are gem and shell, and the NFTs are called CLAM and pearl. And could you give me an overview of these tokens? I'm going to put up the infographic from the Medium article, and that's kind of circular. It shows you exactly kind of how this works. And first explain the tokens to everyone, and then explain the NFTs to us.
Of course. So the 2 tokens, shell and gem, basically the shell token is our governance token, and it's a scarce token in the sense that it's not farmable. You can't farm for more shell. The only way, well, we run a limited pre-sale for it, but from now, then the only way you're able to get more shell tokens, that is to inflate shell tokens, is if you harvest your CLAM NFTs for them. So in that process, it's basically you burn your CLAM NFTs, you get a small amount of shell back in return. That is the only way the shell token can inflate. And its purpose on our platform, it will be a governance token when we open up, governance to the community, and also you can use it to farm for gem rewards. So you can use the farm yields on our platform as well. So in terms of the gem token, so gem is basically the in-game currency. Right? So you can farm. It's a farmable inflation token. So all rewards in the yield farms are paid out in gem, and at the same time, in order to buy your NFTs, you need to spend gem to do that. And in spending the gem, that actually gets burned. 80% gets burned, 20% gets sent to the treasury, And from there, obviously, we might use it for project funding, or if it's appropriate, we will burn some of that even further.
Okay, cool.
So that is the method how we deal with the inflation of the gem token, so it doesn't inflate forever, and this is how you back it with the product, being the NFTs.
Cool. And then the NFTs, we have the Pearl and CLAM, or CLAM and Pearl, I guess would be the way to see it.
So these are the NFTs. I mean, they literally are an actual CLAM and an actual Pearl in 3D form. So our NFTs are actual full 3D on the blockchain. So you can, when you buy a CLAM, you go in, it's actually on the website. You can actually, turn it around, look around in 3D. It's not just a video or a GIF file. Same thing with the Pearls. Obviously how they look like depends on the traits that you get, which is randomized through an oracle on chain. So everything is verifiable on chain. Nobody can cheat. The idea is you pay Gem to buy clams in the shop interface, and then from there, if you don't really, you can do a few things with it. You can keep it as a collector's thing, because maybe you got a rare clam, or maybe you just like the look of it.
Yeah.
Or if you don't like it so much and don't want to farm pearls with it either, you can claim it for shell, so you get some shell back. Otherwise, you can farm it to create pearls, and in doing so, you'd also have a chance to obviously end up with a rare pearl. Each clam has a limited lifespan, which dictates how many pearls it can produce in its life. If you after you produce the last pearl, it's considered dead. You can't claim shell anymore, but it's still an NFT that you can trade as a collector's item anywhere in the marketplace. The Pearl NFTs, obviously, their purpose is, one thing as a collector's item, and two, also you can burn the pearls to boost your yields in the yield farms. So the way this is designed is that there's always a floor value. I mean, these NFTs probably have some value just in terms of if collectors want to keep it, you can sell it on the marketplace. There is that already anyway. But what we've done here is we ensured every single NFT has a floor value of some sort and financial utility on our platform.
I think it's great. So for the clam, so you were saying you can use the clam to get pearls, but you can only do that. Is it 5 times? Get 5 pearls?
It depends on the lifespan.
Okay.
It's a random value between 5 to 15. So sometimes you end up with a clam that can produce more, sometimes less.
That's where I was saying powers, but yeah, you're right. It's traits, the traits of the different clams. So yes, some clams can create more pearls, some can create less. Okay, cool.
Yes.
So then after the clam is dead, that's an interesting idea that you decide, do I want to try risk the last time to get that last pearl and see what I get?
Yes, the thing to gamify it further is that actually the more pearls you produce in the clam's lifespan, one, the more shell you can claim, and two, the more likely you're going to get a rare clam. A rare pearl. So the last pearl, it's also the highest chance of getting a rare the last pearl has the highest chance of being a rare one. So it's up to you how you want to play with that.
Sounds exciting, actually. Cool. So unfortunately for me and for some people who are listening to this, I mean, some people got in, but the pre-sale is over. But the great news for Clam Island is that the pre-sale was very successful. So what I would like to know is, for someone like myself who missed the pre-sale, what is the best way you would advise to enter this platform? Like how to approach it from day one of the launch? What would be your advice?
It depends on what you want to do. Obviously, you can always hop in the yield farm, and as a regular yield farm, you can deposit. There's not only the native pools you can enter, you can deposit other tokens as well.
Oh, great. Good.
Or if you think shell or gems are going to do well, you can buy them and yield farm them. And also, when we open, obviously the shop will be open. You can also hop on and buy clams using gems. So you can choose to buy some gems, or we don't know what's going to happen with the gem price on launch, obviously. But if you feel like it's too high, you could always try farming it using. You could use other tokens to try and farm gem, and then once you get enough of them, you can use that to buy a clam. So that's something you can do at launch as well.
Cool. So I guess for myself, my aim would be getting into the farm and then trying to get as many clams as possible, and then try and get some pearls.
Yeah.
Is because it seems.
Yeah. No, man, we definitely encourage doing that. And obviously in the earlier days, there are less claims and less pearls as well.
Yeah.
And hopefully we get some FOMO going.
Yeah, I think you will. So just to set my listeners' minds at ease, because this all does sound amazing, and let's just check up on some of the more boring things, yeah? The audits, okay? So can we just check up on the audits that Climb Island has?
Yes, we definitely are getting audited before we launch. No, we have 3 Solidity developers anyway that are cross-checking each other's work. We have 2 other community reviewers on standby to help us review the code. And lastly, we have an audit with Brahma Systems, who has audited a few projects like Stabilized Finance, and I can't remember them all right now, but they are a reputable auditor, and their audit, it will be complete before we launch.
Great, that's perfect answer, because I always feel uneasy when the audit is after the launch. I never understand why people do that. Some people like to do it that way. Yeah.
Well, there's some fund that is a straight forks of like something like Goose, and then they audit after the launch, which is fine. But then there's such direct forks that you probably don't need to audit them anyway.
That's true. But then they die after 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So that's great to hear. So for winding down this interview, I'd like to say that personally, I'm really looking forward to the Climb Island launch. I'll be doing a follow-up video, like I said. So if you guys are watching this one, be sure to watch the next one where I'll actually be looking around the user interface and having a great time. And my final question is about the roadmap for Climb Island and what we can expect for the future from Climb Island.
Sure. Well, look, we got big things planned, and we soon after we started this project, we actually got into the Tachyon Filecoin Accelerator as well.
Great.
So being accepted in that program alone, we are getting very good mentorship and getting connected with the right people in the industry to help us grow and give us direction. So on the roadmap, we are planning to launch this month. I think we are going to meet that deadline, but at the end of the day, we don't give a specific deadline for a reason. That's because we want to be secure, 100% secure before we launch, instead of trying to rush to a deadline.
Yeah.
But I think we're on track for delivery this month. So if you launch this month, then next month we have a few things going, including what I call a Pearl Hunt event.
Yeah, what is that?
So details will be upcoming, but it'll be a cool event with real life rewards. Anyway, so there'll be the Pearl Hunt event to sort of help us kick things off. And moving forward, we have other ideas to implement as phase 2. For example, right now we're launching the CLAM and Pearls, but the next phase for us, we're going to put in some purchasable booster rewards as well. To boost certain traits of the CLAM or your likelihood of getting certain things. We have to stay tuned for exactly what they are, but I think there's some pretty cool items that will be coming out.
Oh, that's great.
Keep the game interesting. But no, beyond that, there are big plans for us as well to move beyond just the DeFi and yield farming space, because a lot of the times I think it's almost circular. It's the same bunch of people going around to different farms, right?
Yes.
But I think what we have here is a good potential for us to reach out to the wider audience, because we build this gamified layer on top of yield farming, where somebody that doesn't have very good understanding can come in, interact with these characters, interact with the island, and sort of get into yield farming without understanding all the jargon and understanding how to make LPs and all that sort of stuff first. So that's the direction we're going in as well.
Yeah, because we didn't actually touch on that. It is the characters that you also created to guide the user through the farm. I love that too, because it makes it for anyone who isn't experienced in kind of DeFi yield farming, and it is quite complex. They can kind of ease their way in through these fun, colorful, educational characters. It's good. So there are 3 that I think that I saw. Is that right for the Climb Island?
There are 4 in total. We may create one more, because we're actually working on another island. We're going to call it visitors info center, basically, to sort of put together a lot of information for the people that are less familiar with DeFi and yield farming. It may not be there at launch, but it's definitely something that's coming for us to as part of our vision to bring people who are less familiar with DeFi and crypto in general.
So just for ending this interview, thanks so much for giving your time to talk to me and talk to my listeners. I'm sure they'll all really appreciate. And for anyone who didn't know about this project, I'm sure now you're thinking, oh my God, this is amazing. So can you just tell everyone where to find out more about Clam Island? You know, what kind of links you have?
Sure. Well, we would encourage you to engage with us on our socials. I mean, we have Twitter. We have all the. I think, Richie, you have the links to our Twitter and Telegram.
Yes,
we are probably most active on Telegram.
Okay.
And we do post tweets as well, but Telegram is where the majority of our community hangs out. But the team usually gets stuff done on Discord.
Okay.
There's not a lot of community activity there, but we do have a channel where anyone who has maybe ideas to help us promote, reach out to more community members. You're welcome to come into our Discord as well, join the marketing channel, throw your ideas out, talk to the team. So we'd encourage you to do that. Anything in relation to detailed information we have on our Medium, so
yes.
Feel free to read through that. But be warned, it might take you a while.
But I like the Medium because it's colorful. Like it's not just words. I've looked through a couple Mediums before, and it's so dry. It's hard to imagine and visualize what's happening here. But Clam Island is so easy to visualize the way that it works, even though it's complex. And do you have any upcoming AMAs or?
We've had 2 already, just this week. So we do post them on our Discord and our Telegram as well. So you can read through all those answers that I gave to the questions. We probably won't have another AMA for a while. I think I'm all AMA'd out in the short term.
Yeah, I could get that. Cool. So really nice talking to you, and hopefully we will catch up again in the future and good luck for the launch. You got a fan.
Great. Thank you very much.
Okay. See you later, Sandy.
Right.
Hello.
Yeah. Look at that. Wow.
What are you doing here? Okay, I've got to go play with him.
He wants to visit Clam Island as well.
Bye. Yeah, that's my kid. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sandy. I'll be in touch soon, okay?
Okay. Thank you. See ya.
Bye-bye. Oh, and Sandy, don't get wrecked.